With a multi-million-dollar budget gap, Prince George's County Executive Rushern Baker calls this the toughest budget year yet. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Thank you for joining us this evening. The county is facing a $152 million budget shortfall. To help balance the numbers, County Executive Rushern Baker is ordering workers to take up to 5 unpaid days off. Also, some employees will be offered retirement packages, and about 1% of county programs will also be cut. This afternoon, Baker announced his budget for the upcoming year. Baker and his staff say they took great pains to streamline it while making sure critical services are still provided for residents. The overall funding for the budget is $3.24 billion. That includes $551 million for public safety, which allows the department to hire new officers.
So far this year, the reduction in crime has continued that downward trend, and we know with the hard work they will continue to do that. Public safety is important to the quality of life in this county. That is why I am proposing that we invest $271 million in our police department. This will include 2 new classes of recruits of 80 new officers. That will bring our sworn officer numbers up to 1,649 in FY 2014. The budget also includes funding for 125 new police vehicles to replace our aging fleet.
Now, a spokesperson for the county executive could not specify what programs will be cut. The county council has to approve the budget by June the 1st.
The judge came down hard today on former Anne Arundel County Executive John Leopold. Even though both sides were seeking probation, Judge Dennis Sweeney ordered Leopold taken away in handcuffs to spend at least the next month in jail. The 70-year-old disgraced politician was convicted on 2 counts of misconduct in office for ordering county employees to perform chores for his personal and political gain. Those chores included ordering his police security detail and other employees to assemble files on political opponents and to drain his urinary catheter bag.
Honestly, I do not believe that Mr. Leopold has 1 ounce of remorse in his body. I think the only remorse that Mr. Leopold has is the fact that he was caught and he was prosecuted and now he's on his way to jail. This has been a long, hard battle for the county and for myself, and it was a feeling of relief that we got justice today, and justice that definitely was deserved by so many people, so many employees, so many citizens, and just the state of Maryland itself. It was a great feeling to see Mr. Leopold go out in handcuffs, and he's headed off to jail where he belongs.
We did indicate in our sentencing memo that we felt, based on the facts of the case, that incarceration was appropriate, but because of age and medical condition, I think the court was satisfied that the jail could handle the medical needs. So I don't want to get inside the judge's mind as to what his reasoning, but I know that what the judge said on the record was that a message needed to be sent.
And the judge sentenced Leopold to 2 years with all but 60 days suspended. He is eligible to be released after 30 days with good behavior. He also faces a $100,000 fine, 400 hours of community service, and 5 years probation, in which he is prevented from seeking office.
A U.S. Senate committee approves an assault weapons ban on a 10 to 8 party line vote, signaling a difficult road ahead for the measure in the full Senate. The Democratic-led Judiciary Committee passed the bill after rejecting a series of Republican amendments that would have provided exemptions for certain groups of people. Monte Frank lives in Sandyhook, Connecticut, where a shooter with an assault rifle killed more than 24 students and teachers. Frank, who says the community is slowly healing, spent part of the week in Capitol Hill lobbying Congress in support of the legislation. CTV caught up with him and members of Team 26 on the last length of their bike tour to the district.
Passed, we believe that it'll go a long way towards curbing gun violence. So I guess our message to Congress is, let's put politics aside. Let's really consider what is best for our children and how we move ahead as a sophisticated, developed society to reduce gun violence. They pass those bills, they put politics aside, pass those bills, we think it'll go a long way. These tragedies leave an enduring impact
The Judiciary Committee has already approved 3 measures. One, to expand the requirement for background checks for gun buyers. A second would increase aid for school safety. The third would toughen federal laws against illegal gun traffickers and those who purchase weapons for people barred from owning them.
A final vote on repealing Maryland's death penalty could come as early as tomorrow. The House voted on Wednesday night to advance the legislation after delegates rejected nearly 20 amendments, mostly from Republicans. Delegate Kurt Anderson says he expects the bill will sail through after a lengthy discussion.
Well, as you know, it passed the Senate last week, and the House Judiciary Committee heard it earlier this week, and it passed it out. And the second reading was last night, where many of the same amendments that were rejected in the House Judiciary Committee were considered last night and rejected as well. So the final phase of the bill will be a third reading on Friday. And because it's a Senate bill, it will still have the opportunity for people to present amendments. But we suspect that those same amendments would be rejected. The bill will pass after a lengthy debate on Friday and be on the governor's desk for him to sign as soon as he wants.
And amendments defeated on the House floor would have maintained the death penalty in some cases, including for mass murderers, acts of terrorism, and for kidnappers who kill.